Oh, good heavens. Okay, there we go. All right. And it's thinking about it, thinking about it. Ba, 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 ba. So this says starting recording. And voila, there we go. This is the first on-camera recording, and it looks kind of weird. I have a green thing behind me, mostly because my kitchen is also in the shot, as well as my collectibles. It's a little bit of a mess, but we've done it. We've got on camera, sir.
Yeah, that's the first step into a bigger universe.
It feels so weird. It feels so epically weird. I'm looking at all this shit there too, because it's like, it's the rule that we never learned: is do we look at the camera or do we look at the screen? That's the thing.
Oh man. Yeah, I mean, like, you're pretty well centered, so I'm just looking at you.
Woo! Yeah, but I look
don't
at
do
all your shit. Look at all your Funkos, man. And for this, by the way, welcome everyone to the Comic Chronicle podcast. I'm your guys' host, Dakota. With me, Gavin.
Hey, good to be here. Always good to be here.
Woo! And you're coming from us. I'm coming from Phoenix, and you're coming from where?
Tacoma, Washington.
Nice. In case people are wondering, I'm trying a new thing, by the way. Let's see if we can catch it on camera. Hold on. I'm trying to green screen out, and it's not really product placement. Voodoo Ranger. It's Indiana Jones Hop Raider IPA.
Oh, that doesn't mean they're coming out with another movie, is there?
Well, yeah. You didn't know about that? What are you talking about?
I mean, I did. I just was hoping. I don't know. I don't know. The three. It should just stayed 3. I don't know.
I don't know. I heard the new one's gonna be really good. It brought Harrison Ford to tears. So there's that.
Okay. All right.
I mean,
I love Harrison Ford, so I'm gonna see it anyways.
Yeah, come on, right? Come on. You are in your studio. So for audio listeners, we should say check out Dakota Morgan on YouTube, my YouTube page, because this is going to go up on there for the news. We are in a Newsweek episode. There is no / discussion, because there is no guest for this week. This is me and Gavin. So Gavin is the guest, co-host of the show. We're trying out something new. I have with me today, the back screen is Pharaohs. For a very good reason today, because somebody, if you listen to previous episodes, finally fucking saw Black Adam. I don't know what took him so long.
Money. That's it.
Fair enough, good sir.
Hopefully, we'll start getting pre-screening invitations. That'd be pretty rad.
Oh my god, I hope. Yeah. I hope. One day. I really do hope. Fun fact for you though, Gavin, about the show. I need to tell you this, and I'll tell it on Rec People's record too. I do get emails from casting agents, from people to actors to come onto the show, right? Actors, writers, and shit like that too. Happening for years now. We've done it for years. There's a casting agent who's like, this guy is on an Amazon. I won't say who it is. He's on an Amazon TV show, and they're gonna hear this and be so pissed. But he's on an Amazon TV show, and he's a big upcoming teenage actor. And I'm like, oh, sure, no problem. No problem at all. This is a comic book podcast, though. And if you don't work on something in comic books, do you want to talk about comic books? Can you ask your client or your talent that, I should say, not a client? And boy, oh boy, did I never get a response for like 4 weeks. And it's like, why reach out if the person doesn't like comic books or not worked on it? If they are interested at least in comic stuff, bring them on the show. No problem at all. We'll fucking have a good chat. We'll talk about their upcoming work and shit like that. Done it plenty of times before. I've had on Dorothy from Doom Patrol as well, actress. So that was wonderful. We've had on plenty of fucking people that way too. People from what was that one TV show on Fox for Marvel?
Talking about Gifted?
No. It was on the Devil's Kids.
Oh. I want to say it was like Maelstrom, something like that.
Yeah, Hellstrom.
There it is.
Yeah, I had on one of the characters from there. But I just saw it was hilarious. So no, we're good now. And I'm like, well, why the fuck are you reaching out to me? It literally called, and you put it in your email, the Comic Chronicle podcast. Why?
Okay, but here, they might have thought you were a comedian. Maybe they didn't listen to the podcast yet. I'd like to give them some grace. Maybe they didn't know.
Oh, literally the logo is man of metal-esque, we'll say. Like, I don't know what the fuck you're thinking here. Oh, good heavens, good heavens. So yeah, this is the first time we're doing video. So Gavin's got his workshop in the back. I got this here because of Black Adam. We're gonna get to in a minute. Things look a little bit weird. First setup. Usually I'm in my Hawaiian shirts. I just got off of work and took a shower as my job as an EAMT officer. And it was a lot of ambulance and animal crimes today. So I look a little bit worse for wear. I'm not wearing my usual Hawaiian art shirts. I wore my black shirt, the turtle on it, and it says like keep plastic out of the ocean. It's on the back. It's what you get for this episode of the Newsweek. But Gavin, sir, you are my intrepid reporter. You are my Clark Kent. I'm your Perry Whitehead. Dear Gavin, how? Hold on. Gavin, sir, Gavin, now get in here. Welcome to the Newsweek, everyone. Welcome to the Newsweek here. Daily Planet here, Daily Planet. Gavin here, 25 cents here to get the latest news. Gavin here, intrepid reporter. What do you have for me? Bring on the news, Gavin.
All right, boss. What we got here? This new Black Adam character. See?
Oh, this is Black Adam. Oh, Black Adam. See? Oh, nice threading here. Bring on the headlines here. Black Adam takes the world. Black Adam takes Hollywood by storm. Well, you see the headlines now, kid. You're in a bright future, bro. Bright future.
Nice. I'm digging the accent, man. It was so good.
Wait, hold up. Spoilers or no? We avoided spoilers last episode.
Let's do spoilers, spoiler free for like, the first 10, 15, and then after that we can go into spoilers. I just don't want to,
all right.
Because people are going to want to talk about both, I think. And like,
I mean, it's been out for a few weeks, so.
Yeah, but people, there's inflation, there's a recession, there's all sorts of stuff happening. People might not have seen it yet.
There is. We'll talk. There was a good meme about the recession I have that I will definitely talk. We'll talk about after Black Adam.
Excellent.
It involved Dushin Smith or Dushin whatever from Phineas and Ferb. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, but so like, man, I don't really know what the critics are up in arms about. I don't know. Like, I get some of the tropes are, for being worked on 15 years, I can understand would be a little like annoying. Like, you had this in there already, but like, you're going into a movie about a buff guy wearing tights and shooting lightning from his hands. Maybe like, I wouldn't say it's like a popcorn movie, but I definitely would expect a trope or two. So I wouldn't go in with that, kind of.
It's a superhero movie.
Yeah.
That's all you have to say. It is well, no, actually, it's an anti-hero movie.
The fuck it is. So like, okay, the only I have a couple of issues, and like, we're gonna start off with the because I started with it's excellent. So we're gonna get into like, because I was talking to my girlfriend, and if I had a couple of things I had to gripe about, they'd be pretty nitpicky. Although I think the first one might have been intentional. Waller never really gives a reason for them to be going out after him. Like, they've got vague intel from like 5,000 years ago, and they're like, bring him back and put him on ice. It's like, you don't even know the full story yet, and you're just going in like, go fuck this guy.
Yes. I have a rebuttal to that, and I think you may like it, but I have a rebuttal to that. I'll let you keep going.
But is that going to be in the spoiler area?
Well, you already spoiled it anyway.
No, that's in the trailers.
Yeah, but she was in there once. One trailer.
Yeah, no, she's in like 3 trailers, man.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, and
all
like,
right.
it's clear she's the one that sends the JSA. That's So I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not spoilery. I guess maybe. I don't know. Tell us in the comments. Yeah. But other than that, there was. I don't know. I really liked the way a lot of things were shot. There were a couple of areas where like they could have gone pretty standard action sequence area, but they went above and beyond. They like it. I I really, really liked it. And my only gripes are tiny little nitpicks that I think
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we want to go into spoiler? Because that was very non-spoilery, sir. You tried. Huh?
I think that's the only way we can continue the conversation. I don't think there's anything else.
Well, that's what I was wondering. I mean, the spoiler-free review you just gave me was like a nun's vagina closed up forever. Like you're like, it's there, and she's really attractive, younger nun, and you're just like, yeah, let's go, let's do this shit. And then all of a sudden, it turned into, now you ain't getting through. Like this is very little information. It's locked in key.
We're gonna see the thumbnail and they're gonna be like, well, it's a discussion of Black Adam, so why the fuck are they worried about spoilers? And it's I think it's what, 11 days. People say
it's been a lot more than 11 days.
No. I mean, like, usually after a movie comes out, people, I don't know. I thought I read somewhere it was like 11 days or like 2 weeks or something for people to see the movie, preferably, or whatever.
Possibly.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So let's get into spoilers for this fucking awesome movie.
Spoilers. Instant rebuttal to you, sir. They had plenty of evidence to know that this guy was evil. They had plenty. They've obviously been dealing with a lot of shit at that point because they had 50 cells. Some of them were like titans that were in there, fucking huge, and they did all the technology to make that cell possible. Like they know, and the JSA's been around for a while. They've been telling the story of, so shit. They're like, we're not taking any chance. Like we know this guy. This guy literally, the last time he was around, brought destruction. Like literally, is what he did. Is he destroyed shit and he fucked off. And he's back. Absolutely, I'm believing the guy's a bad guy.
It's the person who's sending them that's bothering me, because Waller has no room to talk. She destroyed what was it, Hub City in the Suicide Squad? Just by talking to the Enchantress. Yeah. She fucking caused that shit.
That doesn't, but is that canon anymore?
Yeah, it's canon. Yeah, I think that's the whole reason they avoid recasting Idris Elba as Deadshot.
Maybe we'll see what happens. I don't know.
I hope there are bits that are still canon, but I hope Jared Leto's Joker fell in a vat somewhere else.
Okay.
And got changed into, I don't know, Ewan McGregor, I think, would have been a really good Joker after seeing him in Birds of Prey.
No, keep him as Black Mask. He was the best. He was absolutely the best.
It's too minor a role for him. He deserves more. He deserves a franchise.
Yeah, that's true. That's my rebuttal. Yeah, so Black Adam, they knew. They fucking knew. And the girl from Peacemaker and the new Suicide Squad movie was leading that prison. They've been through the ringer. They have definitely faced a lot of fucking supervillains by now. And they're like, listen.
Now, do we want to, now that we're in the spoiler area, give like a vague outline of the movie?
This is already spoilers. This is, we don't need a vague, I mean, if you've seen it, you've seen it. You know what the hell's going on.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Like, it just, I don't know. So there's that factor of it. There was news actually about Black Adam. I may have one for you, my intrepid reporter.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently today there was a deleted scene where they showed the tease of Dr. Fate returning. And it was supposed to be after the Superman scene.
I feel like, number one, that's still canon. For the most part, deleted scenes are still canon in my head. They just would have made the movie too long. Like episode 3's.
Yeah, they're not going to kill him off. It's Pierce Brosnan. You're not killing off a fucking James Bond actor and a guy who stole a show in the movie, by the way. Because let me tell you something, fans of the world. DC Comics, they know. They fucking know. Because in every book he's in, and every animated special he's in, he steals the fucking show. I don't care. Young Justice, he stole the show. If you give me old man Kent Nelson, you steal the show. I love Dr. Fate. Absolutely love Dr. Fate. I even liked it when it was an Arabic teen or Egyptian teen or something like that. And he in New 52, and he wore a sweater and jeans and Converse and had a Dr. Fate helmet. That's fucking dope. I have not caught up on the latest season, so fuck you. But
it's been out so long, man.
Some of us watch a lot of shows, and their girlfriends are catching up on it at the current time. I'm trying to get her. I'm introducing her to so much shit. But with that in mind, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, Dr. Fate stole the show, and a buddy of mine, one of my other officers at work. Huh?
Sorry, I was thinking of the Sabak fight.
Oh, Sabak, yay or nay? I thought it was yay. I liked him.
Okay, so here's all right, so we're talking about the villain. With the physical transitions from the child to the champion, I kind of wish Sabak was a little bit more practical. You know, because the scar on the king's chest and stuff was practical. I feel like we could have done some horns and just something for The Rock to physically fight a little bit. You could have got John Cena.
That's fair.
Problem. Roman Reigns in that fucking makeup, fucking problem.
I'll take Roman for that one because John Cena's way too in the Peacemaker now. People will be like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, but that you do the makeup and whatever, and then people would have been like, "Did you know that was John Cena in that scene?" It could have been.
Yeah, it's fair. Yeah.
That's my villain gripe. I wish we learn. I don't know. Because kind of in the way that the Black Order was kind of like sidelined for Thanos' story in Infinity War. The villain was kind of sidelined for Black Adam's story, which I'm for the most part fine with.
Vaguely, Intergang was a big villain, and no one's talking about how Intergang finally made it into DC movies. A big part of DC TV shows, live action and cartoon, and also a big part of the books. Still to this fucking day, Intergang is a big part of the books. A big Superman villain. This would be about I add too.
Yeah, Bruno Mannheim, and it immediately means Darkseid is active on Earth.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's exactly what that shit means. But they're diving into they already had too high of tech for it not to be fucking alien-esque. But then again, we have no idea what's going on in this world. I want more of what the hell is going on in DC at the moment here. I want so much more.
Fucking
they universe built this movie. This movie universe built. Gavin.
Yeah.
It built it. It built a universe, and it did it in one fucking movie. And I'm like, what?
I was talking to my girlfriend about Carter Hall's estate. Now.
Yeah, which makes sense, by the way. It does make sense.
Yeah, we were initially. I was like, I don't think I've ever seen Carter Hall that rich. Usually he runs the JSA or something. But I guess I haven't super.
Well, the JSA is usually out of a mansion, and I thought he's the one who ran it.
Yeah, well, so we were thinking that he might be able to have set up different bank trusts for each reincarnation of himself.
Yeah, which they never talked about.
Yeah. But I think
Bummed.
I think him and Fate's relationship kind of implies it. I'm hoping. I kind of read it that way.
Yeah, because they're saying how young he was when he met him and shit like that, but then Carter Hall looks like he's 40. You're like, oh, something's up with that fucker.
Yeah.
Which, by the way,
he's still young.
Yeah.
That's fair. But whatever. He's still a young looking dude.
The fun fact about that actor who plays Hawkman, I'm drawing a blank on his name. Wonderful job, by the way. All the acting in this job was wonderful. No matter what character, even the goons were wonderful. But the actor was on Fat Man, or technically, because Kevin wasn't on the show, it was usually on Fat Man Beyond, his podcast, Kevin Smith's podcast with Mark Bernard. Kevin was out doing clerk stuff, as he is right now, and it was Black Man Beyond, because it was this Mark. He interviewed him. The guy likes to make watches and actually fix up watches and shit.
All right.
Yeah, that's what the actor does. Right? That's kind of cool. And he sits at home and just watches. That's cool. I appreciate that.
That's
yeah, so
anytime anybody I think of repairing watches, I can't help but think of Dr. Manhattan.
Absolutely. But we should even talk about too Cyclone and Atom Smasher, D-lister JSA members, because I mentioned in the last episode, I loved the JSA almost more than Justice League. Almost. Because they're so fucking cool.
Yeah, but okay, so real quickly before we move on to those two, I did have a little bit more about Hawkman. My one other weird thing about the ship coming up So like,
Okay.
I know they felt like they had to up the ante past like the X Mansion because that's the closest thing we got in comparison. But the fucking hedges moved. They transformed, and that for me was like, all right, all right.
Well,
That,
it's nth metal, Gavin. It's nth metal. And if you've read any DC comics in the past fucking 5 years with nth metal and Zack Snyder's, or not Zack Snyder's, Jesus Christ, Scott Snyder's nth metal, anything is possible with nth metal. There's a fucking
yeah,
dragon with nth metal now,
like,
man. Like,
did
a
he
hedge can
need
move.
didn't he need to make the hedges? Because like everything else was moving around, all that was moving, but
Well,
and it's a very tiny nitpick, but
those
fucking,
hedges are dead. I'm gonna be honest with you. Those hedges are fucking dead.
yeah,
I'm not a botanist. I'm a biologist more than anything, and had a career guy or a film guy. But no, there's no those fucking bushes are dead. They're literally on top of a nth metal base. There's no nutrients. There's no miracle grow for that shit.
all right. So Cyclone and Atom Smasher. I think both of them are legacy characters, aren't they? Because Cyclone's the daughter of the first Red Tornado, and Atom Smasher is the nephew of the original Atom Smasher, Al Rothstein.
Yes, in a way, but they talked about her getting powers from mad scientists, which sounds about right, and then
Yeah,
him being a
Tio Moro.
nephew, so it wasn't a real, huh?
Tio Moro, right? Isn't he the
Yeah, I
one that did?
believe so. I
Yeah.
believe it's been a minute. Like, but you know what? Yeah, they're legacy characters, but they're in pantheons, C-listers or D-listers at best.
Oh, I'm not like they're great. I just mean like having them be legacy characters does
Mm,
exactly what you're talking about. World building. Having,
yeah.
there's stuff going on over here and there's stuff going on over here and there's all these metas and like there's teams that have come before. And I think
Oh yeah,
uh
yeah.
and him saying listen to Carter uh with his age made me think that he had known Carter before as well.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. Oh,
Known-
exactly. And we should. I mean, I want to get your opinion on this because obviously, if you look at the background, if you're watching this on video, and in which case too, I took off my glasses because fucking lens glare like J.J. Abrams on that shit. But what do you think of the suits?
I I like the suits overall. The I had three and one's a 2-in-1 major issues, I guess. Um, and it was a minor one with Black Adams and Doctor Fates. They specified in the movie that Doctor Fate's helmet is alien. Now I think that could just mean from another dimension. Um, in the same way that the Lords of Order usually are another dimension.
Yeah, because they never really have any idea what it is. Everyone always theorizes it's alien. They theorize it's dimensional. No one ever has an idea.
But a lot of I don't know what they use, so I'm just gonna call it puff painting on their suits, looked very similar to each other. Like it looked,
Yes.
and like I don't know if that's. I'm hoping it's intentional storytelling, like subtle storytelling for later. I hope
Yeah, it's not even a for later thing. It's a for now thing.
it's a what?
It's a for now thing. I noticed that too. And I mean, Kayla talked about that in the car ride home after Black Adam. And she noticed it as well because think about this. Everybody's suits, like in DC, what they've done is a 8 Clark suit. Got some weird texture to it, right? And every other Earth made suit, just standard metal, it's matte, it's whatever the fuck, very earthy. Any of those magic, even the ones in this movie too, you know unless you're Carter Hall, who has this fucking nth metal, and so it's this metal. But you look at him and Dr. Fate, absolutely they look the same because they're made of magic. So it's very intentional to show that these are like Dr. Fate's suit is made of has runes on it.
Fucking
Well, I
duh.
mean, no, you how did you
Jeez.
not get that? That is what they were doing. They're like, it's a magic thing. Like these suits are magical, so they have runes on it. They have different markings and shit too. So that's why it's not made to be earthy. It's made to be more interdimensional, magical sort of thing like that. Like face is made of runes. Hmm.
Like now that you say it, it's so obvious, and I think because it was so obvious, I was like, oh, it must be because of like intertwined history because wasn't Black Adam around when the first Dr. Fate helmet, like the helmet and the original Nabu or something like that, like
yeah, in the books, but that's diving way too into it for the movie.
Yeah, and that's what happened. I think that's
no, that's exactly what it is. And they've never confirmed it, nor have I heard it anywhere. This is me going about it, but it shows.
I'm with you. That's canon now, my friend. That's
yeah. It's canon. Canon on a shitty fucking bean screen. What?
The only other thing I had was Atom Smasher's suit. Because there's a lot of different looks for Atom Smasher. And I feel like the way they did the eyes, there can't be anybody at the studio making that suit that didn't say, with this going on and the fucking lines going straight up and down, that it doesn't look like a blue Deadpool. They can't have not known that.
Yeah, but as somebody put out on the DC group the other day, that Deadpool's not been the first one to do it, but just because he's the first one to do it in the movies doesn't mean he shouldn't do it either.
Sure, but I mean, like,
he can't own it. He can't own it. There's too many heroes that have that shit, and villains. He cannot own it.
Who else does that? Because from what I've seen of Atom Smasher, it's been like
he was solid blue. His mask was solid blue though. There was no other thing.
Yeah, but the sewing lines didn't need to be the way they did.
They could so
easy.
Maybe. I mean, that's all possible too.
Look at it and tell me it doesn't look like Deadpool.
It does. It does. But that's because we're so used to seeing Deadpool, and Deadpool is so iconic, and it did such a good job with it. And they did it first. We're always going to relate that to Deadpool.
Yeah, and I just mean like, the only reason it is a gripe is because they went so above and beyond for everybody else. And yeah. Maybe it was, I don't know, Deadpool's been around a long time. And I know Atom Smasher's been around longer, but like, I don't know. It's just that Deadpool's so big now. It feels like you can't not have noticed that.
Yeah, they probably did, but I think they just didn't give a shit. Fuck it. He doesn't own it. He doesn't own that look. He doesn't own the look. So if you don't own the look,
but they made him the funny guy. They made him the comic relief. So it was just, I did think,
because he's Atom Smasher. What do you want to be like? I'm Atom Smasher. I've had such a rough life. Like, get fuck off.
No. Well, I mean, like Earth 2's Atom Smasher was a lot like that. Wasn't he a Marine?
Oh, it's been a fat minute.
Yeah. So like,
since I read that book. I love that book.
The look and the comedy is like but again, that's all my issues with it are very minor nitpicks anyways. It's a great movie.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, you've been saying some nitpicks, but you've been saying a lot of shit you like though throughout this. So I don't know about that, sir.
Yeah, it's okay. So I love the cinematography. I love the sequence when we first see him out in the open, destroying all the tanks for the fucking energy.
He obliterates him. He obliterates 200 people like they're fucking nothing. And people like, oh, Sabaka's the villain. I'm like, no, this man is the villain. He's the villain.
What makes you think?
Oh, fuck off. I support him 100%. Down with humanity, man. Maybe it's because I dealt with a lot of animal cruelty cases this week, but down with humanity. Damn it.
I mean, like, I don't know. I don't think Black Adam's the villain. I don't.
No, he's not the villain, but he does villainous things into some people's eyes. So he's not like 100% good character like a Superman going on or anything. Which Superman's not even 100% good either. But he murders people and shit. Like, that's the big thing. He murders a lot of people. Yeah. Give or take, I would do the same thing he does with those type of powers. A la, if I had Kryptonian powers in that universe, I definitely would have been like Fayora, just being like, "Oh, hello, army, fuck you." Like,
someone kills my kid and I've got superpowers. I'm not gonna act like I'm not. Gonna make sure they fucking.
Someone kills my cat and I'm killing a country. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. But like, I don't know. I feel like, I think again it comes down to the the messenger because it's Waller calling him in, and it's like, you shot a room.
Who knows what Waller's been. Correct, but that's all. You know, she can make that shit go away for one. Two.
But it's just like
who knows? It's Deadshot. I mean, but there's also think about this
like,
too.
How fucking dare you high road me, Miss Waller?
Well, I mean, she has the connections and shit like that too, with metahumans and other shit too. And Suicide Squad apparently is not a thing. Well, think about this in continuity because Peacemaker's a part of it. If there is no, say, Suicide Squad anymore because she's been outed at this point. If you remember Peacemaker, she's
Task Force X site is where they imprison him.
Yes.
Yeah,
but
there's no way she's not going to wake up any one of those fuckers whenever she needs to.
Some of those cells are really big, man. I don't know. There's a lot of fucking cells. Who's in there? I want to know. You and I love the villains more than the heroes. It seems like. Want to fucking know who the hell's in those.
Mongol was in the Suicide Squad, so I think Mongol is a safe bet.
Parasite. I'll put that in there.
Right. I'd like the Man of Tomorrow version of Parasite. Like,
oh god,
creaturey than just like I don't know. I'm just
New 52 did it. New 52 did it the best. They really fucking did. They made Parasite terrifying.
I don't know if I remember New 52 Parasite.
Oh, he's terrifying. Even his Forever Evil issue. Fuck yeah, I remember doing it because I actually did a report on that issue. I brought it in school and I had to do a report on a book or a magazine of my choosing and shit like that too. So I brought in a comic book and I was like, "Does this count?" And the lady's like, "Yeah, sure." And she's like, she was a published writer, my English teacher and shit. So it was like, yeah, cool. So she did that and she was actually interested. And I did on the Parasite Forever Evil New 52 issue. I did a whole report on the writing and shit like that. In English, I passed.
Nice.
But he was evil because he would be scrawny and skinny, but he had that like weird mouth with the teeth and shit like that, but the tragic backstory, and he had the purpley skin. So it was a mixture of Man of Tomorrow and the classic one that he looked like. So it was interesting. It was interesting. But give it a look.
Okay, we went over the villains.
Parasite's a good
villain. The suits. We went over the world building.
Correct. And the heroes. The heroes as well. Yeah. The Rock, let's just fucking say it. He did a good job, and he portrayed Black Adam great. And my favorite part was when he spoke in Kandakian, and he's like, "Yeah, magic is weak." I'm like, "Whoa!" The chills.
Ah. Oh man, like I knew the reveal was coming, and I'm honestly glad they didn't go with the darker, like New 52 thing, because I'm pretty sure he killed his brother to steal the powers in the New 52, didn't he? Or something like, or his nephew.
I mean, he's been rebooted so many times. I don't remember.
Yeah.
I don't. He did. You know what? Though is going to look really cool is that if Dwayne Johnson does the thing and they pull for it, because they gave him the original suit and he looked good in it. Like the fucking tunic they gave him in the transformation when his son became him as well, the Dwayne Johnson version. He had the pointy ears and the weird fucking hair and the suit and the black and the high yellow thing when he was in the fog. They gave him that. I caught you, DC, and I caught you. I knew what you were doing. And then they gave him the one suit and when he first appeared, and then the final one. But Black Adam's one always looked cool. 2, he does a wonderful job. And 3, what if they do the thing where Dwayne Johnson gets to play Black Adam with Mary Marvel from Shazam going on right now, and they do the storyline where he converts her to be one of his acolytes. So then she has like the Black Adam version of the Mary Marvel suit.
I mean, that'd be rad. I mean, he's gonna have to contend with the whole Shazam family either way.
Oh my god, well, he's fucked. he's screwed.
Problem for him. And so
he did good. He did good
because he's had 15 years to figure out who he wants Black Adam to be. So when he's just flying around, that's not something that's just such a casual show of power. And he
just floats. He doesn't even fly. He floats. He just like, yeah.
Yeah, he is so powerful. So, like, the way people talk about, like, well, if Superman really did that to a guy, he should have, this should have happened. He should have flown.
Yeah.
That is how that is how this movie handles all the bad guy things. Single push, guy gets flown off. Like, it's so good.
Weep a little bit of you. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
That's the other thing that really struck me. That how creative he is with his fucking kills.
Yeah.
Or like,
tell him the man Black sent you.
Yeah, tell him like, oh, yeah,
it's good.
Yeah,
that was good. I appreciated that.
He does fake outs. He uses things to hit other things. Like,
just flicks. Man. He just flicks a man. We don't kill anybody. Oh, well. Well, he missed. He missed. Like, it was that old lady just died. And like him and fucking Hawkman always going, he's just throwing people, and Hawkman just goes, "God damn it!" He just flies up, like trying to catch him. And shit. Damn it! Yeah, God damn it! Like, oh, that was good.
He's hilarious without like ever uttering, so much as a fucking knock joke or anything.
He has a good message too. Like, that's the thing. They made him have a good message. Dwayne Johnson of like, I want freedom. Like the whole JSA and how they were being an invading force. Being like being the message of like America in a foreign land. Wonderful message. I caught that. Good on you. And then the big thing about whatchamacallit, and the way he played that off too. Always being strict and stern, but then trying to be happy and smiling when he was with the kid, who I did appreciate. And, with his mom, and were they going to hook up? Probably, but he'd split her in half like she's a fucking thing of toothpaste or something. I don't know. But, yeah.
So I was thinking that, like, he already knows he can share, like, he can transfer the power, but I think meeting the Shazam family is what's going to lead him to creating his family, because he's not going to know that he could do that with others.
Yeah, that is true.
Transfer thing, and not everybody gets one.
It is true. That is very true. So overall, I loved it. I think it did good. The what?
I'm so excited to see how they handle it going forward. Like, I was really excited when Zack Snyder's Justice League came out. I'm just excited I'm excited for DC to get rolling again.
Yep. Yeah, we talked about that in a recent episode too in the Newsweek.
Yeah.
Or newsroom. Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting what happens with it. But I mean, Black Adam out of 10, a 9. A 9.
Yeah, I'd say a 9. It was really good. And the thing that actually like sold me on that it's gonna be okay was watching fucking Super Pets.
You and I talked about this. We're not going back into that. We're not going back into that. No, we're not going into that.
I talk about nerd shit a lot. It's hard to remember who exactly I've talked to.
Yeah, that's it. Well, news, good man. Any news you want to cover really quickly here? There is one thing I do have that we'll talk about it. You do have HBO Max still, right?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll talk about that in a minute here, because there's something that came out on HBO Max that I was really excited for, and now it's on there, so we're gonna watch it because everyone should have HBO Max if they don't. It's a wonderful platform. But we will talk about a movie here in a second that's on there. That's DC. But do you have any news for me, good sir? Light week of news.
I don't know how. I think this is like Monday or Tuesday when it happened, but Liam Hemsworth replacing Henry Cavill as Geralt.
I'm behind the season, so I have no fucking clue. I mean, I'm okay with it. I'm a Witcher fan, not a huge one. Huh?
This was recently announced.
Yes. But it's okay because it means Henry's back as Superman.
Yeah, that's how I felt about it. I was like, we have him as the Witcher. So like that version of Geralt will always be canon for us. I'm not.
Yeah. You
know what?
That's
like
it.
Liam's been kind of sidelined to a lot of lesser roles, and I'm excited to see what he does with it.
Absolutely.
It doesn't mean that version of Geralt is gone forever. If he'll come back as Superman, he'll come back as Geralt.
Oh yeah, he will sooner or later. But we did vaguely talk about that, I think, last newsroom episode.
Oh, I think was it officially announced? Because I do remember talking about whether or not it would affect The Witcher. I don't remember if it was announced or not, but
yeah, I think it was vaguely. Yeah. What other news you got?
Well, that's it from my end. But tell me about this movie that's out.
Okay. Well, we're gonna near the end of the episode here. We're gonna be the closer. DC released their animated movie, Green Lantern: Beware My Power, on HBO Max now, starring Jon Stewart, my boy Jon. Yes.
This one, and I just I really should just start buying these when they come out. I've just been waiting for it to come to HBO Max because the last time I bought Justice Society, it came out on HBO Max not 2 days later.
Yeah, that's how I feel too. Oh, that was a good one, Justice Society. But next for the news episode, I think we should do a coverage of the Black Adam, or not Black Adam, Jesus Christ, the fucking Green Lantern movie. We'll watch it over the next week till we record next, and see how we feel about it. And we'll do a coverage on that. So anybody watching / listening to this right now, stay tuned for that because that's going to be interesting.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. I'm so excited.
Sweet. Okay. We're both big Green Lantern fans. So that's gonna be so fucking good. But Gavin Goodman, where can they find you out on social media? Where can everywhere you might be online, so people can follow you, my good little host.
Super Suits Cosplay on Facebook, Instagram, Super Suits 253 on TikTok. I don't think I'll be getting a Twitter. Yeah, I'm just going through the list in my head. I think that's it for him.
We'll do an episode on Twitter sooner or later. We'll see what happens. I'll dedicate the cheers to you, Twitter, and you're mad. You can't see. Why the fuck is this green screened? Who knows? What am I drinking? Oh, damn it. It's a ghostly drink. ASMR for you people. Yeah, no, I'd say that's pretty much about it for the Comic Chronicle podcast. And yeah, people follow Gavin up on there. The what?
Where can people find you?
Oh, I was gonna get to that. Shit, man, give me time. It's called segues. It's like the old thing we all used to ride a Segway. Twitter at Dakota Morgan 3. I'm still on it. I try to be positive. I got a lot of the Jurassic Park community on there that follows me because I do stuff on our podcast. And then I'm on Instagram at Dakota_Morgan97. YouTube Dakota Morgan. Subscribe if you're watching this right now. Holla. And then in case you do go on Twitch, I'm on Coderex97, which we're doing some on-camera work on there as well too. So slowly integrating in on camera and making it work in the apartments. But we're doing that. And Facebook is still privatized. You can't get me on there. And yeah, be sure to listen to the podcast, guys, wherever you're listening to right now. Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, fucking everywhere. There's so many third-party podcast apps now. I just say, even when I post another podcast, available wherever you listen to podcasts, because so fucking many of them.
Oh man, huge list.
Huge. It's massive. But yeah, folks, I just want to say thank you. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode as well. In our Black Adam discussion on this little news episode. And I'm trying to reach out to some people, get some fun guests on as well. So stay tuned for those. Always subscribe for new episodes throughout the week. And we're trying to give you some little extra content. Oh, teaser. If you stuck in this long, you get a teaser. I am going to be Twitch streaming Gotham Knights here very soon. So stay tuned for that.
What I've been about that game so far.
I've got overtime money, so I think I'm going to grab it.
Nice.
Yeah. So I'm gonna grab that one. It was either that or the new Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Let me tell you, I want that MW2 because I love the original game. I'm an old man when it comes to games, folks. I was around when MW2 first came out, the first one. It was a hell of a time back then. Back then it was the Ruskies, but now too controversial for that because of Ukraine. So now it's Mexico and the cartels, which actually makes more sense. Man, I don't know. Actually, no, Russians would still make sense too.
Yeah, I was like, why would it be controversial? I think everyone agrees they're like the invasion.
Yeah, but it's kind of awkward to go kill Russians on a video game and not do anything to help go kill Russians when they're invading. And
That's absolutely fair, but I don't expect EA Games to go handle the war themselves.
I don't know. I've seen some gamers go across the Ukraine, man. I don't know. This is what I've seen.
That's fair.
We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, folks, stay tuned for that one. Stay to YouTube on the YouTube channel as well for that. I think that's it. Don't have any news for upcoming projects at the moment. Trying to get people for Nature's Radio for that Nature's podcast. I've got one episode recorded, but that's it so far. So trying to do some stuff for that. Paleo things are upcoming. I don't know. This is pretty much all I can really talk about that I'm working on in between shifts at work and working at the sanctuary with crocodiles. Gavin, anything upcoming?
We started shooting for a new project with with this over here. Very soon.
Yes, look at that. Hello, sir.
On the 13th of November. Huge project announcement coming to my Instagram as well as all my other platforms.
Everyone should be staying tuned for that.
Yeah, a lot of big things coming.
Sweet. Well, without further ado, folks, thanks for tuning in. And of course, Gavin, final word?
Thanks for joining us. Stay nerdy, everyone.
All right, fair enough. And stay creative, folks.